Hey everyone, so this is Worry and Anxiety Part 2, and I'm just going to be working from the board here, covering beating worry and anxiety. So number one that we're going to go to is thinking optimistically. Thinking optimistically actually ruins the ability to think more negative. So the more optimistically you think, the less negative thoughts are actually going to come into your head. So it's important to try to use optimism to fight that. What you can do is just think of a lot of positive thoughts, and the more positive thoughts you think of, the less negative thoughts you're going to actually come up with in your brain. And the positive can actually outweigh the negative. So use that to your advantage. We got number 2, which is proactively seeking solutions. So seeking solutions, as I mentioned before, builds confidence because you have evidence that your worry is not as large as you've actually made it out to be. Number 3 here is accepting the things that are out of control. So if you can accept those things, then you're not going to worry about them because there's nothing that you can actually do about them. Well, if you use this technique. Of course, some people do worry about things that are out of their control, but they need to learn how not to do that. So this actually explains how to use these 3 things to the best of your abilities. One is you can list your worries, list all the different types of ones, and when you write them down, it's going to help you find clarity from writing them down because you can actually look at them. So you actually analyze the list to find the clarity and be productive and separate the ones that are productive worries. The productive ones, you can look for solutions. And then, of course, the ones that are non-productive, you can weed them out. You can get rid of those, not worry about them. Tips to handle all these worries and handle them the best that you can is to try to be calm, try to be patient, ask questions to find answers, identify if the worry is a reasonable one, talk about it with someone. Maybe someone has a solution and maybe venting will help, one or the other. So as far as the tips go, trying to be calm, that actually helps you be more rational about your thinking and your worries and things of that nature, and it's easy to get organized. Trying to be patient, trying to be patient while you're letting the worry sort itself out and actually figure out what's actually going to happen instead of just get carried away about worries that might not end up being that big a deal in the future or might not even come to be. Worrying about if you're going to get a job or whatnot. If you are worrying about getting a job or something like that, maybe you're worrying about getting a job, you apply for another one and you end up getting a better job. So again, number 1, think optimistically. We don't get this job, maybe we'll get a better one. Proactively seeking solutions. So seeking solutions is you applied for this job, maybe you apply for 5 jobs. You don't have to worry as much because if you don't get the one job, maybe you'll get one of the other 5. Who knows? Except the things that are in control. If you don't get the job, there's probably nothing you can do about it, for example. And if you rationally think about your worries, then you're not going to get all caught up in that whole non-productive worrying, because it isn't going to be productive to just worry about it. What you need to do is look for the solutions. And going over here, if your worry does cause an anxiety because you're worrying about it too much, or it gets out of hand, and no matter how irrational it might be, it might still be a worry to you, right? So what you can do, if that ends up being here, is practice some deep breathing. Take 2-3 seconds to actually breathe in and then breathe out 2-3 seconds as well. That will help you calm down. And over here, you get calm, you get patient. There you go. Now you can be rational, right? So 2-3 seconds, 2-3 seconds, get some sleep, It's going to be bad if you're worrying about things and you are being irrational and moody because you don't have sleep. That's not going to make anything better at all. Now, if you do this, you get sleep, you practice your deep breathing, maybe you want to worry about it, but worry about it in a way where you actually find solutions, where you're looking for solutions and you're not just trying to worry about it and put yourself in a worse mood. Because again, that's not productive, even if it's a non-productive or a non-productive one that you can find solutions, or an unproductive one. If you're worrying about it, you're not being productive just by worrying. So You can schedule some worry time here if you need to worry about it, but also make sure that you schedule a break from that worry time. So you're not just worrying about the whole day and you're like, oh, Tuesday I'm going to worry about my problems. I'm going to spend all day worrying about my problems. Make sure you schedule a break. During that break, you can do some yoga, meditation. That's another one, helps clarity, or some TV time. You know, if I have some worry and I have TV time, then I can put into my schedule. I watch something comedic, you know, a comedy, something like that. The last technique, after that, of course, you can write down your thoughts, so you can gain more perspective, you know, perspective, clarity, figure out what it looks like down on paper. And it's funny because you write your thoughts down, and then sometimes as you write them down, you either find that they're irrational, or you find out that, you know what, this is an easy solution because I can compare it to this problem that I had before. You know, look at your experiences, look at your history. Think about, is this the worst thing that really could happen to me? Think about, if this happens, how bad is it really going to be? Is it worth me worrying about it now? Because you're torturing yourself worrying about things and you're getting anxiety, and it's probably not helping. So what we can do also is to exercise. Exercise lowers stress. It actually lowers the adrenaline. When you are having anxiety, your adrenaline is pretty high and you kind of fidget with your hands and just, you can't focus on things. So try to focus on things that you're doing, but make those productive, positive things. You know, if you're meditating, you know, you can calm down, you can gain some clarity. TV can give you a relaxing time. Same thing with yoga. You can do some stretches, kind of relax your body, help you calm down, be patient, and look for the answers. Now, again, if it's a non-productive one and there isn't any answers on the table, you can't find any, or it's completely out of your control, then just try to focus on your day-to-day. Try to, you know, focus on your job, things like that. I would bring you back, if you go all the way down this chart and you're still having anxiety, of course, what you want to go back to is number one, and just think optimistically. Because thinking optimistically is going to help you a lot. Think about the things that you're grateful for. Think about the good things that are out there. Think about good things that have happened in your life. And most importantly, think about if you're worried about something because you're thinking irrational. Here are some examples. You think that, oh, I'll never be able to get a job again. Well, you know, obviously that's irrational. You can get a job again. You've gotten jobs before, right? So that helps. You know, you're worried about that one person that you might not like you back. Okay, well, don't worry about that. You know, there's other people out there. You've dated people before. People have made you feel special. There'll be another person. I'll come along, okay? There's 300 and something million people in the United States. So if you're in the United States, that's other people out there, okay? So still doesn't work, go through the list again. Proactively seek solutions. Think about everything. Think about, what if this comes to be? What can I do about it? What will make me feel better? Who are the people around me that could make me feel better? Why is this bothering me so much? What is the difference if this happens or not? And once you get through all that and you proactively seek solutions, then maybe you've already made yourself feel better. Accept the things out of your control. I go through this list over and over again because you can go through it over and over again in your head. And if you're anxiety, this is a great way to fight. If you have an anxiety, this is a great way to fight the anxiety. Anxiety goes around and around and around, and the thoughts go around and around and around in your head. It's usually the same thought over and over again. That's what anxiety is. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm so worried about this. I'm so worried about this. I'm so worried about this. And it's usually the same thing over and over again. So fight it with an optimistic approach, which is thinking optimistically, proactively seeking solutions, accepting the things out of your control, and then using the tips to try to be calm, try to be patient, ask questions to find answers. Identify the worry. Is it a reasonable one? Is it not a reasonable one? Know that. It's important if you know that. If it's unreasonable, you can get rid of it. Talk about it. Find someone. Maybe they have a solution. Maybe they have the same problem as you. There you go. Talk about it. Get it out. Vent it out. Get over it. Move over. There's a lot of other problems out there, you know, that we can be worrying about that have proactive solutions. But more importantly, it's not about worrying about problems. It's about strategizing to find solutions, you know? Someone breaks into your car and steals something that you really need. I don't know. Tools for work. They steal your tools for work. Okay, so all you need to be thinking about is how you're going to either get those tools back or buy new tools so that you can work. Or maybe you can borrow tools. Yep, lots of ideas out there, see? Gotta get the ideas. And when it all else fails and this can't work mentally in your brain, which it should be able to, you practice it, you're gonna get better at it. Exercise, just put it out there. Put it out there on the treadmill, put it out there outside. Just get on the treadmill, throw some weights up, get that tension, that anger out. You're gonna calm down, you're gonna sleep better, and you're gonna come up with more productivity. That's what's most important. So anyway, thanks for listening and watching part 2 of Beating Worry and Anxiety.